Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, Sims and Talk. Guys, how are you doing? I am really cold because I forgot to put the fan heating on before I decided to record. So I'm just going to keep my coat on if that's okay with you. Guys, how are you doing during this festive season? That was a mouthful. I hope you're all doing well. I'm doing a lot better. I haven't been too well. Maybe about a week or two before Christmas, my children had high fevers, accompanied by a cough. They are much better now, thank God. But then my husband and I then came down with something. So I thought I had this 24-hour thing, and then I recovered and I was like, great, this is brilliant. And then days later, something else came along and I was just like, this is wonderful. But you know what, guys? I wanted to just do a quick video just to say hi, and I hope you've all had a wonderful Christmas. Obviously, we are days away from celebrating the new year. So I wonder how you and your family are planning to celebrate. Some of you might be at home. Some of you might be going partying. Some of you might go to a place of worship like church. But however you plan to spend it, have a wonderful time. Anyway, guys, as you can see, I am a little bit cold. And as I said, I need to sort of wrap up because I'm still recovering. I did actually make an effort for the camera today by wearing a Christmas jumper. Yeah, that's right, a Christmas jumper after Christmas. Oh, mic. I don't usually have a mic on me, but yeah, there you go. I just thought, why not? Let me just try something different, because that's what I do with my guests who come in. Okay, goodness sake.
75 years later.
Anyway, yeah, so Christmas jumper for you guys, because obviously I couldn't get a Christmas video out there. And how did you celebrate Christmas? We had a wonderful time. I had my mother-in-law over, my brother-in-law over, and my mother-in-law and husband made it a wonderful meal. I'm just a bit baffled because within about an hour and a half of eating my meal, I developed small spots on my face, which kind of then turned into a full-blown rash. So yeah, the last couple of weeks have been great. 2 colds and a rash. So if my face looks a little bit pale, look, I don't want to be putting no makeup on just yet. Do you know what I mean? I've got to let the skin breathe. So yeah, that was my Christmas, but it's been nice. It's been nice. My husband bought a DJ controller or DJ mixer for me, so I'm gonna have a lot of fun with that. Am I a DJ? No. Do I think I'm a DJ in my head? Yes. So if anybody wants to book a DJ, oh, you don't have my number. Just to say, look, if you haven't clicked that subscription button, go ahead, make my Christmas, make my New Year's. So we've got loads of interviews coming up, and I just can't wait. I'm loving this. I have to say, this is the year that I started my YouTube. I think it was end of January. I should really have looked that up before I started talking about that. But yes, I believe it was end of January, and they usually say after 6 months, if you don't keep up with something, then it kind of falls to the wayside. And yeah, here I am, nearly a year later. And I have to say, I thoroughly have enjoyed this journey. Yeah, I love it. Firstly, I do like the me time sometimes. But yeah, my highlight is interviewing people and giving them that platform just to be like, this is my experience. this is what we've been through. These are our successes. These are our challenges. I love it. Absolutely love it. So yeah, I'm praying that 2023, there'll be even more interviews, that you will all be even more inspired by the content. And yeah, so I just wanted to share something with you all very quickly, especially my wonderful send parents out there. Now, I don't know how you've all been over Christmas. It can be, of course, Christmas can be, if you celebrate it, you may not, but you know, at least having some time off with your family is generally a really happy time. But obviously there are people out there who may not feel so positive about this season. They might be overwhelmed. There's a lot of changes going on for our children. They're out of their routine, so that has an impact on potentially their behavior, their sleeping pattern, anything. Also, sometimes a lot of us have a break, don't we? 6-hour break when the children are at school. So that, as well as the shops being so full that you're thinking, yeah, I should have ordered online. So guys, you know, however you were feeling over Christmas, and even now, that bit in between Christmas and New Year, just take it for what it is. The times where you feel overwhelmed, go for a walk, do whatever you can to keep your mental health above board. I just wanted to share something with you, and this was the week before Christmas, so in other words, last week. Look, I'm telling a story. So last week, just after my first illness, my short illness, I felt really sort of energized. I was like, right, the children and I, we had been in the house for a number of days. I was like, right, let's go for a little drive. Anyway, ended up driving into town, and spontaneous, it was all spontaneous. I was like, right, okay, let's go to the coffee shop. We sat down, we had I had a hot chocolate, the boys had a cake each. Callum tried to take Reese's cake once he finished his one. It was just lovely. So then I thought, right, you know, you're just like, yeah, this has gone really well. Where else could we go? So I decided to take them to Namco, which is like an arcade place. And so we walked in and everything was going well. And the reason why I emphasize on everything going well is, at times, parents, it's very much out of our children's routine. Everything's a lot more busier. That can really throw our children off track, and they could be struggling to regulate whatever their impairment is. And so years ago, if you had met me a few years ago, although I was still very confident in maybe areas relating to myself, but if it came to my eldest, I at times found his behavior to be unpredictable, and it was just easier, put it this way, it was just easier to stay at home sometimes. I don't know if anyone can relate to that. I can see hands all going up. And it wasn't like his behavior was like totally off the rails or just uncontrollable. It's just trying to find that energy to be like, okay, let's go, and whatever happens, let's just go for it and see what happens. Now I'm more like that. I'm like, okay, you're calm at the moment, but let's see what could be your triggers. And it could be anything. A trigger could be bright lights, could be a sound, could be several sounds. In regards to autism, of course, I'm speaking about. So anyway, so we're in this arcade now. Everything is going well. Both my sons are going on different rides. We're just playing on different machines. And then my eldest in the distance sees the bowling alley. Yeah. And so what I then realise I'm doing is kind of pulling my son back as if to be like, okay, do you want to do bowling? Do you want to? So I thought I'm going to go for it. I've done activities like this before, but I've always had someone else with me, you know? So it's like, how hard is this going to be? Me, 2 children, it's going to be fine. Anyway, went to the till, asked for free tickets for bowling. I heard £23. I said, it's okay, take my name off. And so £13 later, we go to our lane, and boy, oh wow. All I know is I had to kind of hold the back of my son's jumper, my eldest son, and yeah, the rest was a blur really. No, it wasn't that bad. Well, let me just get to the point. So I'm holding, so it's kind of like he's picking up the ball, I'm with him, he's then rolling it down that, whatever that thing is that children have, I'm holding him. Things are going so well, people, that I think I get a bit blindsided, and I'm like, let me let go. Like, this is a new boy. Let me let go. Who told me to let go? Callum turned and looked at me, gave one big smile, and sprinted like he was Usain Bolt down the middle of the aisle. Now, you've got to remember, I've got my 3-year-old with me. We're both like, I'm trying to keep calm here. I'm like, it's fine. You know, those kind of fake smiles, like, because you know that families are watching. It's fine. Yeah, that's my son, yeah. What makes matters worse is Callum then proceeds to skip, hop, jump between all of the aisles with all the families in it. I'm like, great, I don't have a backup here. So I turned to the family next to me. There's a guy about to bowl, and I was like, oh, I'm really sorry. And then he's like, oh, it looks like he's gonna slip. So I looked back at Callum, I was like, Callum, get here now. Callum thinks it's hilarious. Anyway, this is what has improved. The second time I said, Callum, get here now, he then comes skipping towards me, in which I grab him like, don't do that again. Don't do that. Yeah. So anyway, lesson learned. I was holding him for all of that time to the end. And you know what? I was really proud, like, of myself. You got to give yourself credit. Like, I was proud of my children, and I was like, well, except for the running and skipping and dancing. But I thought, you know what? The old me versus the new me, I saw it through. I had to see it through for several reasons. One, to build my own confidence, to say, okay, I can do this by myself. I don't want to have to wait for my husband to be off, my mum to be available, my stepdad, whoever, you know, a friend. There's going to be times where it's just going to be me and them during the holidays, and let's just go for it. And then I just have to try and second guess. I think that's the hardest thing sometimes. We know our children well, but sometimes it's hard to second guess sometimes what they'll do next. But I will never forget, Callum loves bowling. The other thing where I had to kind of prove it to myself is for my youngest son. Research, hearing from others, from families, that sometimes siblings of children with additional needs, they can feel very much left out. They can also play up because they feel like maybe they're not getting the attention that their siblings are receiving. So I thought, you know what? No, we're going to see it through. My little one likes bowling as well. We're going to see it through. And I guess this isn't in no particular order, but also for Callum, the more we're going to go bowling again. We are going to go bowling again. And I feel like the more that we go, the more that we do this, the more that he'll be able to regulate himself more. And when he hears no, stop, which, let me say, in other situations, in other circumstances, he's gold. We could walk into a supermarket, he will follow me. He's like glued to me. Like when we're walking down the aisle, he's there. He will even pick up some shopping. I might do a day in the life. He'll pick up items and put them in the trolley, and then when we get to the checkout, he will put them on the conveyor belt. And where I've seen such significant improvements there, even in the park, I let my guard down with the arcade, with the bowling situation. So more exposure to that for him, and the hope is that actually he will start to regulate better in that environment and realize that actually he's not a bowling ball. He shouldn't be running down the aisle, and hopefully with time, actually it would just be like generally every other circumstance where he can regulate himself really well. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Just hope that can be some encouragement. We're all on the journey here, and at the same time, what might seem right now, you might have a really young child whose behavior is all over the place. It doesn't mean it's going to stay like that. Listen, and you know, people want to give their like 2 pence. Oh, wait till they reach hormones and blah, blah, blah. Can we just say one day at a time, please? People like to catapult others into years ahead that we don't even want to get there yet, because you know what? It's about being present. And so take one day at a time. If your child is a little bit more hyperactive or unable to regulate themselves, then start small. Go with someone. Go with a friend, go with a family member, go with a carer, and just give yourself small tasks. That's it. I'm so pleased I got a video out, but I think I'm going to go back to bed now. So listen, guys, look out for more interviews in 2023. There's more coming your way, okay? I just want to say I appreciate your support. We're nearly at 200 subscribers. I am blessed to have you all here. Even if it was one subscriber, seriously, if that can make the difference to someone's lives, then so be it. So I appreciate you guys. I want to wish you a happy, prosperous new year, okay? And I will see you in the new year. And remember, nearly forgot, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon, and we're in it together. Take care. Bye.